Welcome back. It's Live in Color here with AD, bringing y'all another story time with AD today. But before we get started, if this is your first time watching a video in a little while, we're in a brand new studio, as you can see, looking super dope with a bunch of art from local artists. If you want to check out some of the artists that made these pieces, we gave them all a shout out in the beginning of our podcast with Conscious Kel. So make sure you follow them on Instagram, check out all their stuff. But one of the pieces that we did not have in the podcast, just because we didn't have enough space for it right now, was this piece right here. And this is by John Maurice Muldoon. He's also the artist that made this PGH as well as the car. Super dope artist, super dope guy. But yeah, just in general, check out all the local artists. Make sure you're supporting, and if you like anything, make sure you reach out to them. Get yourself a piece. And on that note, make sure you check out our podcast with Conscious Kel. It's very necessary. Super dope conversation. Had a great time chilling with him. He's funny and definitely had a lot of great things to say. Now, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, LiveInColor Media. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. It's LiveInColor. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let us know what you're thinking and interact with us a little bit. We'd love to interact with y'all. So on that note, let's get started on the story. Yeah. So let me set the scene for you guys real quick. So I work at this hospital as a volunteer. And basically what I do is I stand in the front of the hospital when people come in for their appointments, or if the visitors come in to go visit their family members that are in the hospital. I stand at the front, I greet them, I say, hi, hello, how are you doing today? And then I ask them if they need any help, escort them, take them to where they need to go. So obviously as we're walking, I tend to have conversations with most of the people, and it's pretty nice and lively most of the times. A lot of great people I meet through this job. And one day I was actually standing outside, and that's where I like to meet everyone, right as they're coming in the hospital. Meet them with a nice warm smile and how are you doing? Do you need any help today? And this lady comes in, and she's a blind lady, and I hope that's the politically correct term. So if I'm not using the right term, I hope y'all excuse me. So she comes in with her husband, and the main lady that I volunteer with, she's like, oh, do you want to help them get down to their appointment? I was like, yeah, of course. So she comes in, and she was like, here, just let her grab your arm. So I put my arm out, and I want you guys to know my uniform for this volunteering job. I wear khakis, and then I have a full red jacket and full sleeve jacket. So just know there's not much of me exposed there. It's like my hands, that's about it. So she comes up, she grabs my arm, her husband's with us, and the appointment I have to take them to is right down the hall. It's really easy to get to, but it's a little walk. But they're also elderly, so we take nice little short strides. We're walking at their pace, taking it nice and easy, just having some nice conversation, all that. So she starts talking to me, and immediately as she puts her arm around me, she's like, oh, I can tell you're such a handsome young man. And I was like, oh, really? It made me feel nice, made me smile and everything. And then she starts talking, and we keep walking. She's like, oh, do you have hairy arms? Now I start dying at this question, because all of y'all that know me, yes, you could say I have hairy arms. I don't think it's excessive or anything, but yes, I would definitely say I have hairy arms. So, but the craziest part is that she has her arm around my jacket sleeve. It's not even like she's feeling my arm. So I'm like, yo, how did you know? How did you know I had hairy arms? She's like, oh, I just had a feeling I knew. I was like, oh, really? So then she starts telling me more, and she's like, I love hairy arms. They're amazing, the texture and everything. And I'm guessing, because she gets around by feeling things and everything. So hairy arms is a nice texture to feel. But I just never heard anyone say that before. So I was really taken aback, but it was in a good way. So she keeps talking. She was like, oh, my husband has really hairy arms, and they're fantastic. I love them. And we have two sons, one daughter. All of them inherited the hairy arms, and I love it. But she was talking about how her daughter doesn't like the hairy arms, and how she she tries to shave it all the time. And she was like, nah, but I keep telling her, you need to embrace the hairy arms. You need to make sure you have them. It's okay. It's just normal. I was like, yeah, you're definitely right. Why does she want to get rid of it? But at the same time, I completely understand if you want to get rid of it. Some people just don't like the hair there. So she just keeps telling me yeah, I keep telling her, don't get it done. I tell all my sons, keep your hairy arms and everything. And then she was just like, yeah, so you make sure you never shave your arms. Keep those hairy arms. They're a good look. I was like, thank you. You know what? Next time you come through, I'm going to make sure I'll pull up my sleeve next time so you can feel my arms, and we could check. No. That was getting weird as this is also the first time ever anyone has ever told me, like, you have hairy arms, this is beautiful. I'm like, wow, like, blushing ear to ear, man. I'm like, yeah, this is great, this is fantastic. Like, this lady just made my day. So as we get down to her office, she's like, oh my God, you know what, thank you so much, young man. You're a great young man. Like, I love meeting you today. And it was only like a 5-minute conversation, but it literally lifted my day. And she just leaves me with this last little note. She's like, make sure you don't get rid of your hairy arms. Embrace them. Be confident in them. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you. I will be confident in my hairy arms. And I'm just thinking to myself the whole time, like, she's telling me about all these hairy arms and, like, yes, really built my confidence, really made my day and everything. But she never even felt my arm in the first place, so she doesn't even know how hairy my arms are. I could have been lying, or I could have been like Sasquatch, and like, she wouldn't have known. But either way, she told me to embrace myself and be my hairy arms, you know? So that just left me on a good note. Had a great rest of the day, and it really lifted my day. So I hope it lifts y'all, like, your day too. It brings a little smile to your face. And if you have some hairy arms out there, there's people out there that like that. So, you know, you're not alone. With that said, that was the end of a story time with AD. Nice little quick one for y'all today. And make sure you follow us on Instagram, LiveInColor Media. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. It's LiveInColor. And make sure you subscribe on YouTube, man. If you don't subscribe on YouTube, you're not real. So I need to see the commitment, the subscriptions on YouTube. Drop a like, drop a comment, interact with us. We'll interact back with you. So yeah, let's get it going. Tell your friends, check it out. We got a bunch of new stuff coming up. Make sure you peep that podcast with Conscious Kel. We got another podcast coming out with another surprise guest. And keep in mind, we're not just interviewing artists like musicians. We're interviewing basically anyone that has anything interesting to say, or, you know, anything interesting going on. We just love to meet new people. We love to have conversation. We love to see what they have to say. So if you know anyone that would be a good fit for us, that you would like to see interviewed with us, just drop a comment on who it was. We'll see how we can get that done, how we can reach out to them and make it happen. Because, yeah, we do this for y'all, and we appreciate all the support y'all have been giving us. Definitely, if y'all have any type of, suggestions. Yes, if y'all have any suggestions, just let us know. But, yeah, I hope y'all have a great day. I hope y'all are having a great summer. And make sure you stay hydrated, man. During the summer, definitely dehydrate. And the phrase is hydrate or dihydrate. So we not dehydrating out here. We only hydrating. So make sure you drink that water.